Let's talk about maladaptive daydreaming. So, the definition is a coping mechanism that involves excessive daydreaming that interferes with daily life. So, a lot of people are like, how is it bad? It's just daydreaming, it's my own thoughts. But this is a subtle way that the enemy lures us away from God and it keeps us in a false reality rather than living in truth. Proverbs 12:11 says, "Those who work their land will have abundant food, but those who chase fantasies have no sense." When you indulge in fantasies, your mind becomes preoccupied with things that are not real. It leaves little room for God's truth to dwell in your mind, and also it takes time away from doing the things that the Lord has told you to do, which is why the Bible talks about numbering your days. James 1:14-15 says, "But each person is tempted when they are dragged away by their own evil desire and enticed. Then, after a desire is conceived, it gives birth to sin." When you're indulging in fantasies, replaying conversations, or just imagining scenarios, you're birthing out emotions like bitterness, jealousy, and even lust. And eventually, those emotions can lead to sin. This can make you fall into sexual immorality because, say, you're dreaming about a man, you're imagining a fake relationship, you're stalking your ex's page, or just stalking a man's page in general. This can cause you to fall into lust or sexual immorality because you're feeding the root and you're giving it strength. So, how do we deal with this? First of all, figure out what tempts you to fantasize, because usually your fantasies are rooted in unmet desires that you have that are just lingering. For example, lusting can be just a desire to be loved, and anger can be just a desire to be seen and to be heard. It's like whenever you're replaying those conversations over and over again in your mind, wishing that you said something else or just wishing for a different outcome in the situation, like the situation already happened, but you're stuck on it. So you have to identify those roots, ask the Lord to reveal it to you, and then make it obedient to Christ. You're always going to get tempted. Jesus was tempted, but the real sin is indulging in your temptations. That's why Philippians 4:8 reminds us to focus on things that are noble, true, and pure. So this is teaching us and showing us how to live in truth and how to live in the present moment instead of fantasizing about the potential of a situation or a person.